Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game and we are returning to Master of Command, where we're just about to face off against the main enemy army of Act 2. 70,000 men, that's a bit more than we have. They're going to be very well trained, they've got 4 stars, and that's going to be very exciting. Before we do that, just at the end of last episode, after the last episode, I thought a little bit, and I think we're going to make a few changes here. Not too much. But especially on these grenadiers here, what I think I want to do is I want to get rid of these two things. They restore a lot of our casualties, but I do think, especially these bagpipers that I bought, and these crosses, means that they now have a charge of whooping 112. And I think that's going to be very exciting, so that's lovely. And then I did also buy a couple of small grenades here, which I think we're going to switch that out, just like so. And then whoever is left, I don't want to spend 250. Let's spend the 200. Give that to you. That should be okay. Now the rest of the stuff, I don't think I have really someone to give that to. Well, I guess I could. Our line infantry does sometimes take some casualties. Yeah, on the other hand, I think I want to keep a little bit of money just for the next episode to see where we'll be going with that. So let's just sell this stuff here. That's gonna be alright. Do we need anything else then? I think in terms of men, we might be losing 4,000 men. It would probably be not too bad to buy at least some. I know they're expensive here, but I think we can do with that. And let's buy a little bit of stuff there. And then what I want to do is probably actually do get to that battlefield. We'll get the sort of, I don't know how it's called, line infantry one, which I think is going to be super relevant for us. Yes, we know the enemy headquarters is coming towards us. Let's do a forced march here. Means we're going to consume a little bit more, but maybe we can get here. Maybe. Okay, while searching the wreckage, we can discover an enemy officer. We can guarantee a victory here. So let's switch these guys around. And guarantee a victory. That'll us to play. We're getting the frontline focus. Fire damage received -15, but flanking +30. Okay, 30 is a little bit better than I thought. Right. Can you give us a good cavalry thing? Morale damage received. Stamina? Stamina is pretty good for cavalry unit. We tend to see very low stamina on some of them. You know what? Let's do it. Okay, nice. Good. Without further ado, I guess we can jump right at them, right? Here we go. Whew. Battle of Lauenburg. What has the enemy army got? They've got 4 pieces of artillery. Observation field artillery. Interesting. Which has better reload speed and lower morale damage. That's not nice. Stone Cossacks, Hussars. Quite a couple of cavalry there, but I think the main bit is indeed the infantry. Austrian Grenadiers, Hungarian Grenadiers, Fusiliers, Grenadiers, Veteran Fusiliers, yeah, these guys are good. And the generals are not too bad either. Movement speed, melee damage, yeah, we'll see. That's a long line. That was 12? No, 11 infantry wide. Our line is 8 wide if we do count the grenadiers. So they could outflank us. Cavalry, we are pretty much on par, and I think artillery, we are on par. Cavalry, they had 1 more unit. I didn't even look at the first unit there. Oh, and I didn't start my timer. Right, there we go. Okay, so what was the cavalry unit that I ignored? Must have a general, right? Where are you? Don Cossacks. They look nice. They do look nice. Yes, man. They look scary. These guys do have some sort of cover here too. Deployables. Earthworks, probably. It's a long line. They're all very well trained. In terms of terrain, surveying the battlefield here, it doesn't look fantastic. Although I suppose I can see some sort of a line here in this forest, turning over to this farmstead and running over here. Does mean that they're going to be able to get into a couple of positions that do give them some cover. But with all of this terrain, that's probably just not going to be feasible any other way. Right, so I'm thinking line infantry to the left, grenadiers to the right, grenadiers smash into their side. Artillery somewhat sort of behind here. Cavalry a little bit further to the left to guard against any flanking. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Seems reasonable to me. Right, we want to get at least into the forest, right? But the advantage of the forest is it does give very good cover, and all of our lifeguards here have, all of our line infantry units do have bonuses for that. But on the other hand, I don't think I want to have the grenadiers stuck in the open. Our grenadiers are good at shooting, but they're of course extremely good at charging. So that should be a little bit better there. On the other hand, just keeping one grenadier unit over here might not be the worst idea either. So that our flank is a little bit better anchored against sort of cavalry attacks and stuff like that. Now, we're gonna do it like this. And what I would like to do is actually... Can I mop you around a little bit? If I do this, and I do that. Yeah, okay, that's better. Because now you're basically commanding all of these. Okay, good. Likewise, you guys. Prussian Lifeguard, Prussian Lifeguard. Now, these Prussian Lifeguards, they are extremely good at defending and they've got excellent range. So, move you over here, move you guys here, on the flank, and then these guys. I'm going to switch them around too, just so that this is a little bit heavier on the left, so to say. And as usual, we're going to go into an attack column, just so that we are moving up here a little bit faster. While not taking the full sort of high casualties on a complete column. Okay, that's fine. The Jägers, we could employ them as an extension of our line and envelop them. Yeah, kind of envelop them really. It wouldn't be the worst idea. That would allow us to match their width. But on the other hand, I think just doing something like a Schwerpunkt and extend our line or make sure that our center is super strong, smashes them and sort of roll them up on the right while the left is holding out, I think that might be a good idea. Maybe we can split the difference a little bit. Get one of you guys here on the left and the rest of you guys sort of forms a skirmish line right in front of our main line. That does give us some flexibility. And our cavalry is going to go on the left for sure. Just like so. Yeah, and they should be able to deal with any of that. Potentially keep one of the cuirassiers. No, not maybe the cuirassiers. Yeah, the cuirassiers we're going to keep behind our main line to counter any enemy charges. Keep in mind they have got stuff like grenadiers too. And then our artillery, don't see any hill or something that I want to be on, except maybe this. That would leave us very exposed to any counter from that is passing through here. Could potentially work on these guys. No, sorry. These guys here, we've basically sort of built to be excellent canister guys. Okay, you guys, you know what? You're actually going to go on that hill. We'll need to keep an eye on them. But I think it might be alright, especially with the cavalry backing you up. And then the other artillery, the rest of the artillery. Not our king. The rest of the artillery is gonna go a bit more center here and be there basically. Okay, you know what? The small one, the Freikorps, not the Freikorps, the Freikorps artillery here, with its 13-second fire rate, you're gonna be there too. Right. Yeah, I think that makes sense. This is the big battle, guys. Biggest that we've fought so far. Let's see how well this is gonna turn out. Oh, I think what I should do is on all of the cavalry here, except for the dragoons, I want you to just charge in whenever I tell you to. And the dragoons themselves, you're already gonna load up the quarter shot, and then likewise, this horse artillery here, you guys can load up canister. Okay, fine. Canister's gonna move up there. Just gonna pause here because this is just so important that we get this right, and that I think it's quite critical. Yeah. Right. So let's see whether we can get up to this village here. You'll need to run, my friends. And the grenadiers... Okay, that doesn't stand as far as I thought it would. But it's fine, we don't need to be... We do need to be all the way to the right here, otherwise... And you likewise should be right. We've got a small gap here, right? We shouldn't have that. Yeah, but we're gonna get wider too. But yeah, I think like that. Right. Light units to the front. Except you guys. You're gonna be a little bit on the flank here. Watch that, that's fine. Cavalry, you can trot up. You guys, you're normal artillery, but fast firing, you're gonna be placed there. Can I queue up the unlimbering? No. I'm always forgetting which one is which, because I think it was labeled wrong, at least for some time. Right, you guys just sort of stand in the center here. You don't need to be that far in the front, let's say there. King, move up at least a little bit. Fine. Cuirassiers. Serve as a backup. Like. Good. Go for it. Whew. This is gonna be a tough fight. This is gonna be it basically. Lifeguards, lifeguards. I love these lifeguards. With their super deployable thing. Extreme range, 194. I mean, these guys are very good too. With their 10-second reload time. Okay, what's the enemy doing? I think they're sort of shifting their line. The nice thing about the enemy is they're not super fast. When they decide they want to go somewhere, they're making sure that they've got this long line, and only then they really start to advance. So that will potentially allow us to get a bit of a head start on them. How is your... Okay, I think we need to get you guys to walk. No, we're gonna keep you running for now, and I'm gonna watch the stamina here. Because it is gonna be important that we... Look at their artillery, by the way. Our guys over here, what's your range? You could engage their artillery as is. So, in that case, do unlimber. And start shooting at them. Okay, this is a named unit. Let's try to get rid of that. Do they think they've got an artillery advantage over us? That would be interesting. Okay, I think we did cause some casualties there, yeah? 50 men. Ooh. Look at these smudges. Yeah, and a couple of horses galloping away. Even these guys are shooting every 43 seconds, which is okay for artillery, I suppose. Right, you guys, stop your running. Stop your running. Stop your running. Stop your running. You guys can go a bit further to the front. You guys, I'll find where you are. You guys need to be a bit broader. Okay, they are advancing now. So maybe it was good that we are running. Took some casualties there. Not great. Surprising how far to the front they put their artillery. That's actually super surprising. Okay, let's pause here for a second, just so we can get these guys. I'm surprised that you're so slow. Well, fine. You guys, at the very least, can get into a line formation. But, sort of like such. Likewise, you guys get in a line, I suppose, along the entire fence here. Okay, interesting, interesting, interesting. Your range, 31, 141. Yeah, let's do that thing where we skirmish their artillery. I'm somewhat concerned that we have exhausted ourselves a bit too much here. Russian Grenadiers, line. We go all the way from this little village, sort of to the hedge here. Line from the hedge. No, you know what? We are gonna keep you in an attack column in this forest. And then you can go a little bit more like that. You guys go here. You guys go there. You don't need to run. You don't need to run. You're fine. You're not. Anyway, you can walk. Get you on this little hill here for a second. You're gonna try to engage them. The Don Cossacks, they're our problem. Where are our cuirassiers? Way to the back. That's not good. Okay, you need to run. And then you guys can start to transform in a line formation. And be a little bit like that. Yeah, I did not anticipate that we would be seeing so much of an extension of the line here. Just from moving into line formation. I knew, of course, that it would happen, but I didn't expect it to happen that much. Right, so you guys are... Sorry. Right. I think I can tap that, right? Yeah, but it doesn't tell me that much. Okay. You guys... That's a good line. You're sort of from here. You guys are there. You guys are gonna be here. You guys are gonna be all the way on the flank here. And you actually need to run. Don't run. You're gonna cover it like that. Right. That works. You guys are already on the canister shot. And that doesn't work because you're not going to fire over these guys. So actually do go ahead and do a round shot. Fine. Okay. Right. Up without further ado. These Jägers. Gonna shoot their field artillery. Fine. We're going to take some casualties here from their bombardment, especially at this kind of range. I still want you to fire the... No, these guys are withdrawing, right? Okay. Well, in that case, you can actually fire at the Grenadiers, please. You can actually fire at the Grenadiers? Stop it. Okay, there we go. Everyone is a bit exhausted, which is fair, I suppose. Okay, the Jaegers are going to come under a lot of fire here. But on the other hand, right now the Jaegers are buying time for everyone else to come into position. So I suppose that's going to be okay. The Grenadiers are not too relevant at the moment, so I don't like that. Whereas we're going to be outflanked here on the left. These Grenadiers are taking casualties. Our Jaegers are taking a lot of casualties. But yeah, again, they are buying time. We are pouring some fire here into the flanks of these guys. So that's good, I suppose. But the Prussian Life Guard actually has recovered quite a bit of their stamina. Do we need to wheel around a little bit here for you guys to properly engage these Grenadiers? I think we do. Just a little bit. Try to stick in the cover of this detached line. Okay, the Jaegers we're going to pull back a little bit. Let's run with you. Okay, can you guys engage their artillery? What are we engaging with our artillery, by the way? Still these Dragoons over there, even though they're not that relevant right now. Yeah, I think... Where are we the most endangered? I think on our left flank. Speaking of the left flank, you can actually go back to canister shot and guard against these Fusiliers. Yeah, that works. You guys are shooting random stuff. Okay. You guys shooting random stuff. Suppose that's okay. What are you shooting at, actually? Are you actually unlimbered? Apparently you weren't. Okay, but finally you are shooting. That's okay. Right, everyone else is finally slotting in. Which brings us to our Grenadiers. Run. Okay, you guys switch to buckshot, reload, wait for them to fire. They have fired. You run in. You throw your grenades. Throw your grenades. Throw your grenades. Have you thrown the grenades? I don't think you have, my friend. Looks like they're making a throwing motion. Dodge. Hit them hard. I mean, they're Grenadiers too, right? So, still we are shattering them just like that. Grenadier and Grenadier charge. Okay, let's keep looking at what's going on the left. Yeah, I think that was probably a shot here by our... Okay, we need to have you move a little bit to the flank and actually guard our flank there. Okay, you're being engaged there. The Jaegers are in a bit of trouble, but not too much. Suppose we can pull back a little bit with the Jaegers. Okay, looks like these Fusiliers are charging these Jaegers. Which obviously I do not like, but... Try to pull back. Okay. You guys, you did well, but I need to turn you around a little bit here now. Okay, you stop running. You move ahead of these guys. Okay, strong push here on that side. Looks like their cavalry is coming in. Which does mean that, you know, you guys actually might want to move over there. But our Freikorps here, let's move them closer in. Notice these Hussars are coming in too. Speaking of these Hussars, yeah, I think they should be fine because they're going to run straight into these Musketeers. And up over here, these grenadiers are gonna throw a grenade right over there. That was a left click. Did that work? It did not. Counter charge. Retreat. Nice. Counter charge. Bam! Look at that. Look at them melt their number. Right. Go back. Okay, fine. I think we're doing pretty well over here. This charge here I didn't like because I really didn't see that early enough. Okay, but these grenadiers are coming in. Okay, the Bio Dragoons. Run up here. The horse artillery, you're gonna melt these guys. We've got these hussars. No, 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 no. You fire. You. Dodge. There you go. Shattered them. Okay, let's keep an eye on the right flank. Jaegers are taking a lot of casualties here, but I suppose that's going to be alright. Okay, let's move up here. Freikorps Grenadiers, you did well. You've basically recovered all of your things there. You guys, if these guys are sort of doing a wheel around, let's try to get them. Which means you guys can start a shooting match against them. Right, no. If these guys are gonna sort of wheel around, then we're gonna try to take advantage of that. Yeah. Completely rolled up their flank with our grenadiers. Who's actually left standing? No one is! Fantastic! I mean, for an end of act battle, that was very nice. I mean, yes, we did spend some time to make sure that everything was aligned, but man, oh man, that was just torching them. Earned $1,000. Did we get some nice equipment? Yes, excellent coffee, I like that. Excellent pennants too. Rest is a bit more so-so, I would say, but fine. We lost 1,700 men, a lot less than I anticipated. We probably burned through a lot of ammo. Who are our most successful? You know what? With this, I think we can look at our most successful units. The Freikorps Battalion Artillery, interestingly enough, did the most damage here for our artillery. I think in general they were maybe a bit too far back, but still, very nice result on these guys. Yeah. 900 men here from the Freikorps Grenadiers, 700 from our proper Grenadiers. These are good results. As did our lifeguards on the far left here. Especially these guys, but also these guys. These guys are a bit better, these guys are a bit more longer range. Sort of on par. These guys, I think they just didn't get a chance to engage that much. Freikorps Hussars and Bio Dragoons doing their thing. A lot of casualties, but also a lot of damage here, I think, on the Jäger, so that's nice to see. Right, Mortales and my ammunition? No. Conscripts, always useful, but I do think we're gonna go for the promotions here. Because we don't need any of the other stuff, and getting a bit more in terms of promotions is useful, even though at this point a lot of our units have almost have all the experience that they are ever going to get. Not these Grenadiers, they've still got a bit of promotions ahead of them. And these veteran musketeers. Quickly do this. Don't think I've ever seen us actually get something, but we're surely going to get the pink guys here into lifeguards. Right, there we go. Fantastic, I like that. Good. Anyone else? Yeah, I think nothing over here can be promoted, so we're not going to bother about that too much. Going to exchange a couple of these things as we go ahead, but I think that I can already change. Wait a minute. Charge 2? Charge 2, okay, so it's just more morale. Still a good thing. Right. Anything else that we immediately see? I think you guys have this stuff. Let's go with that. Yeah, that's fine. Then we've got the nice MX range here. You've already got that. You don't. You only have the normal version. I think it might make some sense to get that on these guys here, so we can blast canister rounds at a bit better angle and stuff. Right, you've got good coffee. Let's give you excellent coffee. You've got tea. That's fine. You've got tea. I do like the accuracy. I would also like, and I don't think the movement speed is that important. So I think generally as we go now, he is probably a little bit better. But we'll need to see over time. And by the way, since you guys got promoted, your reload speed is now starting to be actually a bit too good. Which I mean there's a bit of wastage here. Yeah. We'll try to get that in between episodes, but that should be fine for now. Let's look at what Act 3 has to offer us. We can choose our doctrines. Okay, it is nice we can choose more doctrines than 12. Or did we lose one? Okay, I'm not too sure about that. Right, increase Thaler stolen by +3 per regiment in raiding. I don't think I like raiding. Collect 100 Thalers. I don't think I like that. What I do like is field hospital. That is not just good for the +15, but also due to the... We're getting another bonus there, and that is in a lot of events it's going to be. So that I like. So, do we want to raid Kurland, reinforced East Prussia, or reinforced Brandenburg? We have... What are we going to get? We're going to get Scraping the Barrel? No. Well, I mean, the veterans again is not that relevant anymore. Enemy campaign movement speed? Eh. Salary reduction doctrine is acquired. I don't know what that does to us. Recruitment cost. Yeah, no, that's not important at all. So that does leave the question, what do we want here? We could go with the Avedi Feldjägers, light infantry with a 55 reload, which is fantastic. So that's basically as good as our current units are, but it does have better accuracy. And we are very much playing on these guys, so that would be fun. Or we could go with line infantry, 40-35. I don't know whether these guys are better than what we have right now. And then we've got the Death Head Hussars, which I think are basically, the charge is basically the same that we have right now on our Hussars. So, thing is, we will need to bring them up to good training. And I think we don't actually need any of these. Convoys, I don't think I want to ever raid settlements. We're being the nice guys here. Okay, we can actually pick more than 12. Interesting. We don't want to be these guys. Nothing of that is super important to me. Maybe the saboteurs would be useful. The Prince von Preußen Musketeers sound fantastic. But are they actually good? They're surely good. Are they much better than what we have right now? Can I actually check that? Oh yeah, I can. Right, so the Prussian Veteran Musketeers... the Prussian Veteran Musketeers have got what? 30-35. These are our two most important stats. 30-35. And these guys have 40-35. And you guys would have 30-45. They're just much more accurate. But so are you. How accurate are our Freikorps Jäger guys? 25-55. I think we're gonna use these guys and see just how good of a Jäger unit we can build. And I like the idea of raiding Courland. Oh, I didn't ever notice that raiding probably does have an implication on this here. Yeah, but that does make some sense. I mean, these guys would be fantastic too, just for that thing. But I think let's try to see how good of Jäger units we can get. Act 3, Courland. But this looks bloody. General, the country ahead has been put to the torch. Storehouses are empty, mills are broken, wells fouled, and what little remains is dear to buy. Morale will suffer in this barren ground. Proceed with extreme caution. The enemy has posted their best troops here to force a decisive engagement and end the war. Choose your ground carefully and press hard when you find the enemy's main body. Beat them here and the war is won. You have carried the army this far, hold firm and you will finish it. That's unfortunate, because I would have hoped that we can buy stuff here. Cavalry recruitable, fewer items, all purchase prices increased. I'm gonna guess that's gonna be a lot of negative modifiers on almost all cities here. Oh, that's a shame. It's all looted, it doesn't have a lot of items. I would have hoped that we can basically get... I don't mind that that the purchase prices are higher. I do mind that we're not going to be able to buy much at all. No positive modifiers on any city here. That's pretty devastating. Supply cache. But I do like that the artwork does correspond to that, you know, it's all been looted. Yeah, we'll need to break the enemy for that. That was not nice of them. But yeah, that is gonna have to wait until next time. So, thank you very much for watching. Do join me for the rest of this playthrough next time around. Bye bye, guys.